This guitarist and bassist is ridiculous. I mean, the bassist he's kind of stealing the show for me right now. Welcome back and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. That'll make sure you don't miss these as soon as they go live on the platform. I'm excited because we're back with another Jinjer track, and I'm doubly excited because you helped me decide which one that was. We put out our first community post, which was a poll, a bunch of different options, different tracks to recommend or choose from, and who's going to be the one live. Just edged out Ice Speak Astronomy. I think it was 41% to 38%. They were around 250, 300 votes by the time I checked, so really excited about that. That's just a feature YouTube unlocks kind of as you grow within the community, so glad we're able to do that and you can help guide me on my Jinjer journey. Yeah, super excited about this one. Jinjer, who's going to be the one? Be gentle on me, but let's see what you got. Okay, possibly the earliest pause in history, 4 seconds. When bands do live recordings, sometimes they overly clean it up quite a lot, so it's still in essence the raw tracks, but sometimes they add stuff after, or they do a lot of editing. There you can hear like lots of crackles and clicks just kind of while he's about to count in, and it just shows you the authenticity of the live recording, which I like. Gives you greater appreciation for if they do something technical, which I have no doubt they will do. What a crunch on that guitar, jeez. It's like a guitarist bassist duel. Oh man, they did it again. Now, the last Jinjer track I looked at was a song called Teacher Teacher, and I think it was, yeah, and they did something in the beginning where they had kind of this, I want to say non-rhythmic, I'm sure you get what I mean, but it wasn't a pattern. It was kind of just these weird notes and accents that were hitting and run outs and weird stuff. And then the drummer did something where he turned that into, I say he turned that into, for me, he was the point at which I recognized that it was turned into a beat. And I was like, into an actual playable, repeatable beat. And I was like, oh, that was so smart, because I couldn't find the start and the end. And I just thought that was really smart. They've done it again. This one was a bit more easy to kind of flow into, but it was still really smart. Also, the bassist doing some work, man. He's got the bass nice and high. I like that, because that means the bassist wants like full control over what he's doing. He's doing all these like fiddly bits on there and runs, and he's doing like the tap-in runs and stuff. Let me tell you, there is no room for error, particularly on a bass guitar, when you're doing that live. So, jeez, I'm going to go back a bit, but I'll try and point out where the drummer hits his snare in a particular place, hi-hat and snare, to show you what I mean by that. Signifies to me like the start of that being a beat. Yeah. You can hear he led in with his feet and the hi-hats. This is all like high-pitched and like friendly. Okay, I'll go back a little just because it sounds like they're going to be flowing into something. I'll go back a little bit more, in fact, because I'm just enjoying it too much. That dun 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 dun, that kind of thing. That is in essence that's a little hyped up version, but the introduction of that was in the intro. We were kind of introduced to basically the bare bones, the minimalist version of that there. So when he came in with it, it was like, oh, cool. It's kind of hyped it up now. She came out just straight hardcore growls and stuff, which is nice, because in the other song she's been a bit more, I want to say, diplomatic about how she's approached her vocal entry. These are the songs that I've reacted to, not obviously their whole catalog. I'm still kind of new to it, so I'll put those reactions in the description below if you missed them. This is just fire. And how tight are they as a band? Remarkable. Honestly, bands have to practice very often and play for a very long time to get that kind of tightness. Festival days are. Super interesting there, because they take things that bands typically do and they go, yeah, we can do that, but we can do something just a little bit more, right? We're going to add more spice, Salt Bae to that, because in the she's singing Who's Going to Be the One, right? So that is obviously going to be the chorus piece. I'm assuming going to be the chorus piece. And what the drummer's doing is he's kind of playing that like halftime tempo, and then he sped it up. So he was accenting his snare double time, which is some kind of the reverse of what people ordinarily do. Sometimes they will start quicker and then they break it down slower, and that kind of helps with melody. It helps with vocal melody to kind of feel like it's a wave. So he started out slower, he went quicker, and then he went slower again. But it wasn't exactly the same beat. He's very good. Another cool thing, if you look, I'm going to go back just 20 seconds there. Oh, there it is. It's perfect. That's amazing. You see on the right there is a TV. That is, if you haven't played any kind of festivals or shows like that, that is your set clock. So that's typically how long you have to play for, and that's how bands know. I mean, generally they know because they know how long their songs are, but the pieces in between the songs and stuff like that, maybe they extend a bit. Maybe there's certain songs that allow for crowd participation and stuff like that. So that's just a guide for them. And so they would have had a half an hour slot, I'm assuming, because she walked out, right? So that would have been the first song. Very cool. See, he's gone quicker now. Is it slowed down? It's too much. It's so easy for it. This guitarist and bassist is ridiculous. I mean, the bassist he's kind of stealing the show for me right now. I think somebody said in the as a comment on the poll that I posted, have a look at the bass playthrough after. So that gave me an indication, okay, keep an eye on him, keep your ears peeled for that kind of thing. And when you are more aware of something and you're trying to tune into it, you can pick things up a bit easier. And that's probably why I'm praising him a bit. So thank you, whoever that was, for the comments. Very much appreciated. The guitarist as well, just a shout out to him. There's only one guitarist here. So for him to hit those lead pieces in between all the power bits and be so clean, and ordinarily a guitarist is allowed to run with those rhythm kind of brutality pieces and leave the lead work to someone else and they can switch and alternate, but he's doing everything, isn't he? Of course he is. There's that feedback there instantly, so that shows you they haven't cleaned up too much. They're keeping it authentic. See, now this is what we heard. I think it's what we heard in the beginning. It's exactly what we heard in the beginning again. So that is the beat I was talking about, and it makes me very happy. a lot of the crowd to the left. She transitions very, very well between the growls and the clean, particularly when it's live like this. It's something that you saw in Pisces, you saw it, you said in all of her stuff, you saw in Teacher Teacher. She's very, very, very comfortable transitioning between her clean vocal and her growls, and she doesn't need a whole lot of ramping up or ramping down. She's doing it mid-chorus there, or whatever piece this is now. I'm lost. But yeah, she's very, very, very good at that. And I like what they've done in the mix with this, because there's obviously reverb on there, but there's also somewhat of a delay, but it's not too much, not too distracting. Sometimes singers who aren't as confident with their clean vocals over complicate or over process that element of it. And it's not nice, because it's audible that there's something else going on, and it makes you start to think that other areas are maybe the shortcuts taken. Certainly isn't the case with them. Just commands that stage, man. Has he got a Tom and Jerry shirt on? He's got a Tom and Jerry shirt on. I like him more now. Oh, breakdowns. Is this a different song? Hang on. What's happening here? These guys do what they want, don't they? It's kind of cool though. That sounds a little like reggae, ska, probably a better reference for it. That it's normally, you can identify a lot of reggae and kind of ska stuff that's influenced, I guess, by that anyway, is on the up pick. So a lot of guitarists will ghost note the down strum and then pick up strum up, and what you get is a higher resonance, and you get a higher start to that chord. It's quite cool though. This is very interesting. Oh, okay, cool. So it's just picking it. Very cool. Oh wow, it's ending like that. Okay. Very interesting. I thought they were going to go back to something heavier. That's kind of what I like about them as well. They just keep surprising the listener, and that's what you want from a band. It's not try hard. It's not like they're trying to do it on purpose. If they are, I don't know, man. It's just super impressive. Kind of started out with the bassist stealing that show in a big way. This is what I love about them. And then I'm like, oh, hang on, look what the drummers do. Hang on, look how tight the guitarist is and how full his sound is with just one guitarist. Oh, look at her vocals. Each member of this band will blow you away individually, and it's a privilege to be able to have found them and not miss them. And it would be a real shame if I never kind of got into Jinjer, which they are now on the playlist in a big way. So thank you very much for that. We'll probably look at I Speak Astronomy next, unless you have any other recommendations. Twitter is the best place to drop those. So hit me up. My handle will be up now. Yeah, that's the best place to drop them. I won't miss them there, and it's less cluttered than some of the comment threads on previous reactions. But yeah, love Jinjer. What else can you say? They're fantastic. Until the next one, be safe, be nice to each other, have a good day.